I'm Meredith with XT, and today I'm talking with John about his JL. I'm very excited to talk about it, so thank you so much for joining with me today.
Thank you.
You have a 2021 JL Rubicon. For wheels, you have the 17 by 9 inch Pro Comp 69 flat black wheels with a -6mm offset, giving the Jeep an aggressive stance. You also have 35 by 12.5 inch R17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT tires, all-terrain tires, and then you also have a TerraFlex 3.5 inch lift kit. Why did you choose this combination? Why this setup?
I like a very military style look. It just gives that nice mute appearance without having to be overdone with all the chrome and everything like that. So,
how are you using your setup? Are you daily driving it, taking it off-road, kind of a mix of both?
It's a mix of both. We do a lot of off-roading here in North Carolina, and we go up to Virginia, down to Georgia, out to Tennessee, and we just have a lot of great fun.
Again, you have the 17 by 9 inch Pro Comp 69 flat black wheels with the -6mm offset. You mentioned that you chose this wheel kind of because it has that mute appearance. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you chose this wheel?
I've always liked the classic bullet hole style of the wheel, and every one of my Jeeps I've had, it's always been the bullet style, and I've stayed with that since day one. Love that look, and it's very classic and very, like I said, military looking. Great brand, great company, and they've been around for a long time.
Now, as far as the sizing is concerned, you have a 17 by 9 inch. Why that size?
So I still want to stay as close to the original as possible without having to go extra large and have to worry about more surface area. At least a little more with a 35 by 17, you're getting that beefy look without having to worry about, all the extra wheel.
And then with the 9 inch width of the wheel paired with the -6mm offset, it gives the Jeep an aggressive stance. Is there a reason why you chose this combo as far as the stance is concerned?
No, it's just it gives you enough that you're not close enough to the body, but you're not also poking out so far you look a Looney Tunes, vehicle. But it gives you the opportunity to sit there and make sure that you have a wide enough stance, and when you air down, it also makes it easier for you so you're not debeating the wheel when you're running on a skinnier or wider wheel.
Are you happy with the 17 inch wheel and 35 inch tire as far as the sidewall ratio is concerned? You kind of mentioned that you kind of like that beefier look.
Absolutely. It's a great system, great setup to run, and especially, like I said, when you're off-roading, gives you the opportunity to air down at tremendous levels without having to worry about having the extra protection needed for a beadlock wheel or something along those lines.
John has the 35 by 12.5 inch R17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss all-terrain tires. Why did you go with this tire?
Mickey Thompson is one of the better brands in the market. They have been around decades, and I've run them on every one of my vehicles that I've ran, from sports cars to trucks to SUVs. It's a no-brainer when it comes to that brand.
Now, as far as the sizing, again, talking about the fitment, why a 35?
I like a 35 because it gives you a better gas mileage, but also gives you the extra height. By just going to that one, step up from a 33 to a 35, it's that 1.5 inch extra clearance to get off road. However, I consider 37s, even 40s, but the 35 just gives you a nice, more assured feeling when you're close to the ground, but you're also wide, and you're not have to worry about the extra time and effort putting into airing back up when you're off-roading.
Why did you choose an all-terrain over a mud terrain?
Mud terrains, I've had it before, and they're great. And to be honest with you, I don't see how people can say that it'd be louder than other tires. Driving convertibles for most of my life, road noise is nothing. But the mud terrains, you have to worry about bumping and rock injection and everything like that. But also, you don't want a passenger tire because that's not a Jeep's purpose. It's not to stay on the road. So having a nice mixture of that hybrid tire is great.
As far as your tires are concerned, how do they drive? Are they quiet? Are they smooth? Are they giving you any road noise?
Absolutely not. In fact, there's not even that little rumble that you hear from a mud terrain, but it's also a nice, quiet, smooth drive. So it is definitely a great choice when it comes to having an all-terrain.
Did you have to calibrate the speedometer or have to add like a speed cal or a tuner or anything?
Actually, the only thing that was run to it was the Taser JL. And the Taser was a great product just from the get-go. From, I hate to say this, but from the light show all the way down to the hood alarm. It was great features, but when I started running bigger tires, changing my gear ratios, that made it plug in so much easier and so much quicker. I could sit at a parking lot, just recalibrate everything and be on my way.
John has the TerraFlex 3.5-inch lift kit. Why this lift kit?
Again, it's one of those things where once you go through a brand, you just never leave. It just comes down to the fact that TerraFlex, they stand by their products and they stand by their company.
Why 3.5?
It was the perfect height for clearance, but also gave me enough ground clearance itself, especially on the trails around here, that you don't want to be too off-sided. But if you go to a 3.5-inch lift kit, not only clear your tires perfectly, but also you get the opportunity to get in and out, especially when you have short people that you associate with all the time. It gives me the opportunity just to have fun and still maintain the look and the feel of a Jeep.
With the 3.5-inch lift kit and the 35-inch tires, did you have any fitment issues, any rubbing at all?
Not. It gives you enough, like I said, not enough poke that you're too aggressive, but not enough that you're tucked into the body that you can clear those hard components beautifully. It makes the Jeep feel less like a Jeep and more like a sports car.
And when you do take the Jeep off-road, how does the suspension handle?
It has its little caveats. I will say the first couple of times I kind of worried how well it would perform, but it's never let me down. I'll just keep going through, and once you think that you're going to hit that one stop, nope, it's just keep going. And I have not rubbed any of my components on our side.
Again, John has the 2021 JL Rubicon. He has 17 by 9-inch Pro Comp 69 flat black wheels with a -6mm offset to give the Jeep an aggressive stance, 35 by 12.5-inch R17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT tires, and the TerraFlex 3.5-inch lift kit. Thank you so much again, and for more videos just like this, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.